Hi, it's Laura at Hyperstamper. Welcome back. Today's junk journal is actually this week's Christmas journal. I think I'm getting down to about my last three that I'll be able to make this year. But this one, I've never done one like this. I've not always been keen on them when I see others. But I had this Polly's Christmas present from the 50s little children's book, and I really thought it was so adorable. So I thought I'd give it a try, and I actually love how it turned out. So now I totally get why people use these kinds of children's books as covers. So yeah, it's got Christmas puppy down here. I did have to extend the spine because it was, wouldn't even hold a single signature as it was. You'll see why inside. I put in a bunch of ribbons. There's only a couple of vintage ones on here, but this pin, even though it's missing most of it, well, like 1, 2, 3 rhinestones, it's got these beautiful little colored rhinestones in it. It's very old, but that can be removed. And let me show you the inside before I put it in my Etsy shop. And remember, every single page in here and every insert, and there are tons, are all authentic, antique, and vintage Christmas themed ephemera. So every single page. What I did with this one, I've never done this before, is I left the entire book in its entirety because it was just too precious to break up. And you'll see in here it was 1953, and it's, oh, I just love it. I love how the page colors have aged and the foxing, and I love everything about it. I love the original sewn signature here. Love it. So then I added the rest of my pages behind it. Isn't that fun? So we have a Good King Wenceslas page here from the 30s. Just a fun little advertisement here from the 50s for Christmas cards. This is vintage wrapping paper from the 50s as well. And then I've got a Santa here. That's also from the 1920s. This came from the 1950s from a magazine. It's a holiday buffet Yuletide fruit salad recipe. Isn't that great? Some trim up here. This is from a 1950s magazine as well. Look at these fruit cake. Ooh, not a big fan, but boy, are they colorful. That's also the other side about Christmas. This is from the 1920s. There's St. Nicholas before he was called Santa Claus. And it could even be earlier than the 20s. I just love that image. It's fantastic. Then this is a lovely center plate here. So this wonderful winter scene. It's called Merrymaking. And then this page here is from the early 1800s. And I just tucked it in here. It's this beautiful deep burgundy. And just thought it was a nice journaling spot, and it matched this beautiful image here. So that just lives in there now. And then over here, I have, this is from the vintage book, what's it called? The Wise Robin, all about two robins trying to build their nest with things from the Christmas tree. I just love it so much. It's so colorful. Just a little bit of trim here. And then over here, I've got this vintage sewing pattern paper that is red and green, which is kind of rare. And this here is a wonderful magazine page. Sorry, I don't want to tear it accidentally. Here we go. Look at this, Christmas outfits. The Belle of the Ball skirts from a Needlework magazine, and for making festive desserts. Lucky Whip. Never heard of it before, but that's pretty cool, right? And then that's all on a vintage dictionary page. There's the rest of that wonderful baking piece out of the magazine. Now this is a dog sled dog, a husky, I believe. And this is from, oh, it's called Snowbow, Santa's herd dog. And this is from Santa's Village in Bracebridge. That is cool. There's another little advertisement from the 30s for Christmas cards. To sell Christmas cards. I pulled this S, this very fancy S from an antique book for Santa. And then this little photograph here is from the 60s. So it's 60 something years old. I'd like to say 1962 because I put this vintage, what do you call that? Heart and Lung Association seal. That's it, Christmas seal from 62. Not great, 62 years old. This is a page from a vintage children's book, quite old. And then again, $12.25 on this authentic 1950s bingo card. So December 25th on there. And then again, another piece pulled here from an antique book, Christmas Surprises. And in this lovely little 1940s children's book page pocket on a winter scene, I've got this beautiful holiday ham advertisement. Look at this wonderful border. Holla dandy. That is fabulous. And then we've got hot cocoa on the other side. Ever ready Nestle's. I love that. And then this is from the 1930s. This wonderful little winter page here. The kids playing hockey on the ice, which is a big deal up here. This is also from a very old, even an antique children's book here. This here is the spine of a book called More Friends and Neighbors. And you'll see why I put that in here in just a second. This came from a 1927 book, my book house series. And this one's a little poem about the snow. Now this here is from a vintage bird book, and I put it in here because it's a snow bunting. And that's the mama, and that's her little egg up there. And that is from Birds and Their Eggs of North America. This is the original spine of an antique book that I had, and I made it into a belly band, and then got this one here from the early 1900s. Little kids skating there. Look at her with her little muff. And then I turned it into a little pocket at the back. So we've got one of Pearl Shop's receipts in there from the 50s. And then a banknote. It looks brand new, but it's actually about 100 years old. That is so cool. And yep, that's all tucked into here. There we go. Like that. And then this is the teacher's edition of the More Friends and Neighbors book. Think and Do book. So this is all the tools and things that the teacher would have used to the teacher to teach that book that I had the spine on. This is from a very, very old book from the 1800s. So is this one. Look at this beautiful sleigh ride in the snow with the horse. Oh, I'm going to say that's pumpkin pie just because it's Christmassy. I stamped that. This is from a vintage Trees of North America book. Beautiful pine cone. Isn't that wonderful? And then over here, you know me and my postcards, gotta have them. This one is from the early 1900s. And you don't see this too often where the postcard is upside down. But yeah, look how sweet that is. A little poem down here. And then up here, I've put this advertisement from a 1940s book. Christmas things there. Antique paper on the back for journaling. And this one here is one of my 1940s original Arborite counter samples, double-sided. And it came to me chipped, but the chip, I can see how it's discolored, is probably also about 80 years old, the chip itself. But I just love it. I think it's so much fun. And then in this pocket, I have another little poem about snowflakes and a little girl saying her prayers on the other side. That's really sweet. Jack Frost. Look at this, how wonderful that is. Up there in the tree. And then this is a piece of pressed cedar that I found in an antique book. So I don't know how old it is, but it is very old. So I put that in there. More vintage wrapping paper. More 1959. This one is a little advertisement on holiday baking. And this here is my waterfall. I've noticed other junk journalers doing this now. You know you are. And yeah, so this has become very popular thing to do in your books. There's a Christmas card up here. This here is from 1895. Look at these women skating. I just love it. They're all wearing their little, look at their little muffs there, and they're skating in their skirts, and those skates do not look comfortable. They look like shoes. And this is from a vintage magazine page. Look at these wonderful. They actually look delicious, these ones. Often the recipes from long ago do not look that appetizing like on this side. But there's your Christmas buffet. The cookies look amazing. So I'm going to tuck that back in here. Okay, another plate from a vintage book. A nice winter scene there. A Christmas card, antique book. More of that. And then this here is fabulous. You're going to love this. This is from 1895 as well. And look at all of these wonderful, beautiful Christmas toys that you can buy. Gifts that you can give. Look at on this side, little skating, the old skates, cameras. It's just unbelievable. Again, that was one of those pieces that I didn't know if I could part with it, but I'm glad somebody else can enjoy it. This is a really sweet little page, a little letter writing to Santa, winter scene. And then I wanted to leave the back of the book because it's so charming and so telling of the time. So instead I just put the end page of the Home for Christmas book there, so you could see it. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see my journals before they go up on Etsy, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.